up, guys? Ian here, coach of your Ladner Lanturn, bringing you guys our Week 10 match against CM and the Grand Rapids Growers in the League of Extraordinary Trainers. So, this is kind of a fun match. Let's talk about CM's team really quickly here. He has Keldeo, Tyranitar, Tangrowth, Klefki, Mantine, Salazzle, Escavalier, Flygon, Mega Sableye, Bronzong, and Rotom Frost. There was a specific 6 that I wanted to see that I think would have given me the best chance to win. Keldeo, Tyranitar, Mantine, Salazzle, Flygon, Mega Sableye, I believe were the top 6 that I wanted to see, and as we'll see here in a second, he brought most of those. So he did bring the Tangrowth and the Bronzong, which is not what I was expecting, I don't think. I don't necessarily know if Tangrowth is the way to go against my team, but that's, you know, that's his prerogative. And I don't see Mega Sableye, which I'm actually kind of happy about, even though Magearna flat out bodied that thing. We do see Bronzong. So, looking in team preview, I was expecting either Fizdef or Specially Defensive Bronzong, Fizdef or Specially Defensive Tangrowth. Scarf Keldeo seems about right, or Scarf Flygon. One of them is probably Scarf. Life Orb Salazzle kind of made sense to me, and I wasn't sure what kind of Tyranitar he was going to be. I really wasn't sure. Bronzong is likely his Stealth Rock setter. He hasn't actually brought Bronzong many times this season. I think this was only the second time he's brought Bronzong in 10 weeks, so it was kind of surprising to see that, but yeah. If you haven't seen my team builder, you should check it out, because I put a lot of work into those videos, and I'm always sad that no one watches them, but that's fine. If you haven't, then I'll briefly run through my team here. We're bringing a Scarf Mienshao. I can't remember what kind of Rotom-Heat this is, to be completely honest. Obviously, this game was played on Christmas Eve, and it's the 5th of January now, so it's been a few weeks maybe since I played this match, so I don't really remember it all. Choice Specs Rotom, maybe? I think it might have been Choice Specs Rotom. I remember its main purpose was to deal with his 3 steel types, and he only brought 1. So I think Rotom was kind of insignificant this game. We're Z-Splash Mimikyu. We are physically defensive Licky Licky with some Wish Passing. It's 3 support moves and Body Slam, I think. We're Assault Vest Magearna, and we are Life Orb Mamoswine? Never Melt Ice Mamoswine? Something along those lines. Anyways, I'm going to lead off with Mienshao. I don't care what he leads with. Mienshao is going to get a big U-turn off. The only thing that could possibly be... Well, there's 2 things that could be faster, and that's Scarf Salazzle and Scarf Keldeo. I don't think Salazzle is going to be Scarfed, so I would risk staying in on that. But I do think Keldeo would be Scarfed, so I would not risk staying on that. Anyways, he's going to lead with Bronzong, and that's basically a free knockoff. See what kind of set this is. It's definitely specially defensive as he gets his rocks up, which isn't the biggest deal. My team's not that weak to them. And I'm just going to claim a kill on the Bronzong here. Now he brings out Keldeo to revenge me, which means that thing is Scarfed as hell, so I'm going to switch out into Magearna, which is Assault Vest. It's kind of my one check to Keldeo this entire game. As you see, we eat that Hydro Pump up for days. His switch into my Magearna is Salazzle, which is kind of neat. So Floor Cannon wasn't the play there, but it does end up showing me that Salazzle is his switch into Magearna, which is kind of hilarious because Salazzle is frail as hell. But he doesn't really have a good switch into Magearna, and because the Bronzong was specially defensive and it's dead, that was probably his switch into Magearna. I'm thinking Tangrowth is probably It's looking more and more likely that Tangrowth is Fizdef, which means it's likely running Sleep Powder, so I'm gonna have to pick Sleep Fodder at some point. Yeah, so that Floor Cannon is nothing, but Salazzle can kill me even through Assault Vest, so I'm gonna switch out into something that can tank a Fire Hit from this thing, which is my Licky Licky. We're not going to take it very well, but he doesn't miss the Fire Blast. That's why he runs Flamethrower over Fire Blast. Oh, I'm so sad, GCM. I'm so sad. That's just really unfortunate. I'm really sorry about the Fire Blast miss. It actually probably comes in handy a little bit later on in the game if that had hit, but we'll see that later. So his switch into my Licky Licky is going to be Tangrowth, as I'm going to go for a Body Slam, and we'll see just how little this does. from Stab Body Slam. That shows me that that is defensive. Obviously with the Rocky Helmet too. We are faster somehow. I think we probably just won a min speed tie because we both have base 50, I believe. Licky base 50, Tango base 50, yeah. So I don't remember if I had any speed investment on here to outspeed max speed Tangrowth, but he gets the sleep powder off. It's really not a big deal. I'm fine with my Licky being asleep because it's just a support mon. And now he can't put anything else to sleep. So I'm going to go out into Mamoswine here, which can use an ice move to get rid of this thing. We'll see. Oh, we were sashed. That's what we were. Initially, my plan with Mamoswine, I believe, was to lead and get up rocks to hinder Salazzle, Mantine, Rotom, Frost. If he was bringing those, and he only brought Salazzle, so I decided my best bet was to lead with Mienshao. Okay, so the sash didn't matter at all. Doesn't matter. Oh, you know what? It was. He's got some taunt mons, like Mega Sableye and Salazzle. And I think Klefki is fine. Anyway, he's got some taunt mons, so I'm running Oblivious Focus Sash this week, I think. I'm pretty sure that's what it is. Anyways, now that that's gone, he's got to pick a switch into something. I just go for the Stealth Rocks, because I thought that he was going to fear the Ice move there, but he does just Giga Drain. Unfortunately, we don't die, but he's going to switch into Keldeo to take my Ice Shard. Not sure why I went for Ice Shard over Icicle Crash. Maybe I just didn't have it, and we died at the Scald. In comes Magearna, which is, again, my Keldeo switch. This time I know Salazzle is his switch in, so I'm going to Volt Switch, which is actually going to kill this thing. Not the right play. Thunderbolt was actually probably the right play there, because then I'm still in and I'm at +1. But I go into Mienshao. Again, Keldeo is going to come out here, and then Magearna is my switch into Keldeo. Keldeo is slowly taking some rocks damage now that we've got our rocks up, though. But we can't take 2 Hydro Pumps, so I have to bank on him missing, and he hits it. So Magearna goes down, it's fine. Picked up a kill, did good work. Bring out Mimikyu here to threaten this thing with a Play Rough as his switch in his Tangrowth. Yeah, it wasn't safe for me to click Z-Splash yet, so I just went for the Play Rough, which actually did quite a bit of damage to the Tangrowth. Excuse me. Now, Licky's my switch into this thing to see what he wants to do. He's just going to knock off our leftovers, which is fine. I need to burn Sleep Turn, and his Tangrowth is slowly taking toxic damage, so Tyranitar is his switch into Licky now. I'm just going to fall asleep, and yeah, he's going to hit the Stone Edge, which does quite a bit of damage. I wake up and get the Toxic off, and now I'm actually going to live on 1 HP from the Sandstorm. Now that's where it could have come in different with the Fire Blast missing, as well as this Stone Edge missing, because I get a Wish Off. I am going to die to the Sandstorm, but I get that Wish Off, which lets me U-turn out here with Mienshao and go into my Mimikyu to give it the Wish. And Flognon is actually perfect setup fodder, because I still have my Disguise, and Shadow Sneak at +3 will kill this thing from this range. So we're full HP on Mimikyu now with our Disguise up. We're actually 1 mon down, but we're in a really good position because Mimikyu can get a Z-Splash off here. So he's going to Earthquake and break my Disguise. We see he's got a lot of speed investment to outspeed my Mimikyu. No, we don't, because I was speed creeping Tyranitar, which is a much lower speed tier. So yeah, anyways, we see his Life Orb, which is kind of cool to see. That means that he's definitely not Scarfed, obviously, which means my Mienshao will 100% of the time outspeed this thing if it has to later. But I'm really sorry it's early in the morning. I'm going to get my Z-Splash up here and get to +3 attack. I don't know if he knew what that did or not, but I'm +3 attack now, and my Shadow Sneak's killing that thing. He brings a Tangrowth, which actually at +3 can tank a Play Rough, but cannot tank a Play Rough plus a Shadow Sneak. He's going to put me to sleep. Good for him. Bad for me if I don't wake up quickly. So he brings out Tyranitar here. I'm going to burn a turn of sleep. Just really quickly burn a turn of sleep here. And then I'm going to wake up first turn, or second turn, and kill Tyranitar with a Play Rough, which is really good for me. Good thing we speed crept the Tyranitar. It looked like it wasn't Scarf. Tangrowth now cannot tank a Shadow Claw, and I don't have to worry about missing. And then the next thing is Keldeo. And this thing is just on the edge of being able to tank a Shadow Sneak. It actually lives a Shadow Sneak 100% of the time. but I'm going to go for it anyways because it's the best play. We get a max roll and put him at the lowest amount of health possible. He is going to take us out, but he's going to die to his own Sandstorm recoil. So Rotom-Heat not even hitting the field. Mamoswine kind of did nothing. I mean, it set up rocks, which was really useful chip, especially on something like the Keldeo, especially on things like the Tangrowth, making it so that the Tangrowth couldn't switch in freely all the time. Mienshao put in a lot of work. Magearna put in really good wall work against the Keldeo. That was the first time I believe I brought Assault Vested Magearna, and it did really well taking on the Keldeo. It could tank Secret Swords pretty well, just because of our natural defense, and obviously you saw how well we took those Hydro Pumps. Excuse me. So do we win the match 2-0? If we can move on. There we go. We win the match 2-0. This puts us at 7-3, which is a really good spot. I think we're still tied with Corona at the top of our division. Corona has a higher differential than me, I think, though, so he's in first. Next week, / this week / actually today, we take on T-Buck, the second Tyler of our of our LET matches, and the Burning River Charizards. He's got a really scary team, and I'm looking forward to having a really fun match with him. And yeah, that's pretty much it. So I will see you guys for week 11 of the League of Extraordinary Trainers taking on T-Buck and the Burning River Charizards.